A shame a 1 minute sequence has more Christmas in it than the entire Christmas special. So, the pilot, the first episode of Series 10. And yeah, it's a good one. I enjoyed it. It could be improved on a few nitpicky fronts, but overall, it is a good one. So, let's start by talking about the new girl, Bill, who, well, was a bit weird at the beginning. I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's just the girl, the whole chip thing, fattening her up. I like that story, kind of, because it showed she's a normal person. But when we saw that girl, she didn't look like, you know, she mentioned student, I think, and she didn't look like a student. She looked like she was one of the teachers, in fact. But then again, that's just me. Another thing about Bill, she's. I feel like this is going to be another overly complicated. Well, I hope it's not because there's only 2 episodes. Well, it's rumored. I haven't found any confirmation that she's only in it for this one series. And if she is, there's no point in doing any complete contrived plot devices. Which looks like it's being set up because, the whole Doctor Technophile of her mum, or maybe that's just because she wanted some, because he felt sorry for her or something like that. But once again, we have a plot hole. At the end, when Bill's saying to the Doctor, "Don't wipe my memory," Clara's theme starts playing. Now, this may be just me, but since he forgot Clara, or mostly forgot Clara, well, that's how it was presented. Surely he shouldn't remember that mind wipe. Surely you should just think of the Donna one, because how can you remember something that you forgot that you permanently wiped your mind of? I think even Moffat stopped caring about Hellbent at this point. But the other characters, Nardole, he's good. He's only basically comic relief again. Hopefully he'll do some serious acting soon, but hey, he's good. I don't think he's that annoying. I don't think I think he's becoming less. If he was annoying, I think he's becoming less and less annoying by the week. And the Doctor, final year for Peter Capaldi, and he's really putting it all into him. He's great as usual. He really just gets it. It's just great. And this university setup thing, he's been there for 50 years. I assume guarding whatever's in that vault. I assume whatever in that vault will be the series-long story arc, and I assume that will be revealed in the finale. Which, interestingly, I've read the synopsis and neither Bill or Nardole are mentioned. So that's interesting. Well, speaking of Bill and Nardole, well, the enemy Heather, I assume well, there was a crush between them, and the puddle, the enemy is a puddle, which then took over Heather, because she wanted to get away. Subtle, clever, I liked it. Especially that reflection, with the reflection not being a reflection, with the whole Heather having the star on the right side, and same with Bill's badge. Speaking of Bill, speaking of Heather even, that bathroom scene, that was good. And the Dalek scene, why? Well, the Daleks have to be used once a year, so I get why they're used now. But I want the Daleks to come back, just for the sake of, well, them having a proper story, you know, to themselves, where Bill sees them as they are. And so we see them as a threat again, because, well, let's face it, the sentence Daleks being defeated by sewage isn't really good. And the Mavillians, they went back to Dalek Mavillian War. Now, I haven't seen, I've only seen a couple of complete classic episodes, because I really don't know where to start. So, I have seen Destiny of the Daleks, and I do know of the Mavillians, or Mavillians, whatever, I haven't seen it in ages, but this was more fan service than anything, because, well, I swear you don't see any of their faces. They didn't. I think if they were going to bring them back for a more prominent role, they would have updated their looks. But if this is the same war, why aren't they? Why are they the Bronze Daleks if they have all the normal props? But this episode was enjoyable. A very Terminator 2-ish episode because, you know, Heather, she can turn into a liquid form and chase them around with a sudden escalation from university to Australia to different planets. And yeah, her her chasing Bill because she wanted to go, she promised she wouldn't leave. That was clever. I liked it. Not sure why she acted so threatening towards her, or maybe that's just her way of getting it over and done with. Maybe that's just her way of doing it, and maybe she just wanted to kill Dr. Nardole so she wouldn't go with them. Anyway, I am losing my voice. I need to end this video, so I'm going to give the pilot a 7 out of 10. It's enjoyable, it's fun, and it is really a good start for Bill. We see it from her perspective. There are a lot of nice details, like the jar of old Sonics and pictures of River and Susan. Great, and this leads directly into the next episode, Smile, like Rose did. But Smile, written by Frank Cottrell Boyce, writer from The Forest of the Night. This is really going to be interesting. I am not looking forward to it, because it's written by Frank Cottrell Boyce. So I hope I'm proved wrong, but I'm not holding out much hope. See you next time.